Hey, Motorman here, and I've shown in my videos, I don't know, a dozen ways probably of getting a good handle on the friction zone. Yet in spite of that, I still get a lot of requests from people telling me they're having a problem finding that friction zone. Remember, the friction zone is the area of clutch travel between completely open and completely closed. When you release the clutch all the way, that's open. When you pull it to the grip, that's closed. Somewhere in the middle, you got a friction zone, and that's where you need to be at low speeds, unless you want to drop your motorcycle. So I'm going to show you another way, yet another way of finding that friction zone. And I think this is probably the easiest way possible. In addition, I'm going to show you a tool that's going to help you. So come on, let's take a look. Okay, so here's the easiest way to find the friction zone. I'm going to take off from a stop without using the throttle, and simply by letting the clutch out very easily right at idle. When the bike starts to move, you found that friction zone. It is about 1 inch wide, and we're going to fluctuate the clutch within that 1 inch. We're never letting it all the way out, and we're never letting it all the way in. Nice and easy, letting that clutch out. Right there's the start of the friction zone. I'm duck walking the bike a little bit. I let it out a little bit more, just a little bit more, and the bike is moving along. We're going right about 5 miles an hour. If I want a little more speed, I let the clutch out ever so slightly that you probably can't even see it on the camera. Not using that throttle at all. Now once you get this, and it should just take a few minutes, you want to start bringing up the revs a little bit, because you want to be about 1800, 2000 revs. Right there is 1800. I'm in that sweet spot of the friction zone. I know I'm in that sweet spot because I can rev the motor like this without picking up speed. I could turn the bike just fine. If you run out of the friction zone, what's going to happen is this. You hit that gas, the bike is going to leap ahead. That's what you want to avoid. So you're letting it out ever so slowly. And then you could feed a little throttle. Or, like I said, you could try it with no throttle at all. You could do this on any motorcycle. The bike will move along. Right now, I'm in the start of that friction zone. I want to go a little faster. I let it out ever so slightly. Now, if you have a problem while using the friction zone and turning the handlebars back and forth, as in the slow cone weave where you've got to turn the bars quickly back and forth, here's a tool that's going to help you. Right here, this is called the Throttle Lock. Get it on eBay for about 15, 20 bucks. They have much better ones. This one works fairly well. So I want to press it forward. I want to bring up the revs, and it's going to lock my throttle in. I once again, let that clutch out very slowly. Just using the one hand. I'm in that sweet spot once again. I could turn those bars back and forth. And you want to do this, you want to turn those bars back and forth just a bit. And this is the easiest way to learn how to use that friction zone, to see where it's at. I hear so many riders, especially riders who have a Harley Davidson with a hydraulic clutch, they say the friction zone is like an on and off switch. Not really. It may grab all the way at the end, but it's still about 3/4 of an inch wide. If you want to have a clutch that grabs closer with the hydraulic clutch, this is no adjustment, go to softbrake.com and get one of his clutch levers. Tell him I sent you. That clutch will grab at the perfect spot every time. Once again, if I hit the throttle, the bike doesn't pick up speed because I'm in that sweet spot. No throttle at all, the bike still moves along. No brake, just the throttle at idle. Want to add just a little bit of throttle. I'm at right now 1500 RPMs, and I'll let the clutch out ever so slightly. I'm at 7 miles an hour, and I'm able to start weaving the motorcycle. A little more throttle and a tiny bit more clutch. I let it out a tiny bit more, and I can really start weaving that motorcycle. In fact, one of the first exercises I show you on my Ride Like a Pro Experience video is the slow cone weave. Now right now I'm not using any brake at all. If I want to use a little bit of brake, that gives me 3 ways of controlling my speed. A tiny bit of brake pressure, clutch, and throttle. It's mainly, the speed control is mainly right here in that clutch. For those of you asking about my wife Donna, I certainly appreciate it, as she does. She is getting better. 3 weeks out of surgery, and she says finally the pain is about half as much as it was when she first got out of surgery. If you don't know my wife Donna, otherwise known as Camera Girl, she does a lot of filming for me. She's not the best at it, but we get by, so I tease her too. But she demonstrates all the exercises in my video, and here's a clip of her. Now if you like these tips and tricks, I've got 1,200 videos on YouTube. You can pick any one of them and you're going to learn something new, or even better, get one of my Ride Like a Pro Experience videos, just 20 bucks at ridelikeapro.com. If you want more information about, or you want to see the Harley event that I went to and what we went through there and how much fun it was, yes, click on this video.